Hey, it's Dr. Karen Can. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. I have an interesting story for you. So Wednesday, April 21st, I woke up like I usually do, and I start to, bring my energy back into the body from the sleep state. I do a directive to connect to source consciously, and I start working on folks in my healing basket. But before I do that, I check my divine muscle testing. So, in brief, how I start to do my little checkup is I say, show me a yes, and usually the muscle testing shows me a strong or locked response. And then I say, show me a no. And if it's correct and I'm not polarity reversed, then it shows me an unlocked or a weak response. And that was completely fine. So the second checkup we do, and by the way, this is in the intuitive decision-making roadmap course where I describe all this stuff. So the second thing that I do is to check to make sure that I'm me and I'm not proxying, I call it auto-proxying, for someone else. Now, occasionally it's for the highest and greatest good that I auto-proxy for someone else that needs help because it's my role or mini mission, if you will. Mother Earth has been one of my peeps that I do auto-proxying for in the past. So on this particular day, when I asked, show me yes, it was correct. Show me no, that was correct. I said, my name is Karen Can, and I get a no. Now, often if I'm auto-proxying for someone else, then what'll happen? Hey, it's Dr. Karen Can. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. So I have an interesting story to tell you. It's about April 21st, 2021 on Wednesday. I woke up as I normally do, and I have this habit of as I wake up, I go into my stillness, little mini meditation. I call it stillness on the fly. And then I connect to source and 0 point. At that point, then I do a little divine muscle testing, check in on the folks that are in my healing basket. I'll tell you more about that later. And I do a mini healing on them. So on this particular day, unlike, most days, when I do my checkups, normally I say, show me a yes, and I get a strong or locked response. And my divine muscle testing, show me a no, I get a weak response. That was actually correct. But unlike most days, when I said my name is Karen Can, I got a no. Now, in the past, when I got a no, one of the questions that I ask is, my name is not Karen Can, or I am not Karen Can, and I would get a yes, and that would mean I was auto-proxying for someone else. That means that I was running someone else's energy in order to heal them inadvertently or unknowingly. Sometimes that was due to bad boundaries, but in the recent years, it's more likely due to someone that needed help, like Mother Earth, and then I would be auto-healing Mother Earth, and I would be proxying for Mother Earth. But on Wednesday, the 21st, I got a no as well. So let me review. I got a yes is a yes, no is a no. The second checkup I do is my name is Karen Can. Normally that's a yes. My name is not Karen Can. Normally that's a no. But I got no for both. So my name is Karen Can. No. My name is something other than Karen Can. No. So that means I was not proxying for someone else. So I thought, well, that's interesting. Now, way back when, a few years ago, when something very similar happened, I went into stillness and this word popped up to ask about in my mind. Now, I can still divine muscle test as long as my yes is a yes and no is a no, and I'm resonating in the stillness, right? So a few years back, I asked a similar question, got a similar weird answer. And I thought, well, if I'm not me and I'm not me, what other options are there, right? So back then, I am everything. Like, I am all of creation, the infiniverse. That was intense. I was like, okay. And that was very weird. And it was something I had to learn about that. And I thought, well, that must be like the oneness, being the oneness. So on this particular occasion, I thought, well, maybe that's it. But when I asked, I'm all of creation, and the answer was no. So I thought, okay, well, what else could I be? And it popped into my mind to ask about the singularity. And I got a yes. So what is the singularity? Well, at least in my definition, in the void, in the blackness, if you will, before things manifest, even on an energetic level, before things manifest into our current reality or any reality, there is a 0-point field, a field from which all potential things can manifest. And if you search in this 0-point field for the origin of it, that would be the singularity. It's like a pinpoint of nothing. So it's like if you had a big blank canvas, right? And you just put a black dot in the middle, that would be the singularity. It is the ultimate stillness. The ultimate stillness. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because lately I found out that healing via the singularity is different from healing through the 0-point field per se. If we're going to be picky about the definition of those things. Healing through the singularity is faster and more immediate, even though healing through the 0-point is pretty darn fast, at least token healing it is. So I thought that was very curious that the universe decided that that day I was going to be the singularity. And I thought, okay, well, I asked if that was for the highest and greatest good. I got a yes. And I kept checking from time. My name is Karen Can. Nope. When I'm the singularity, yes. So I thought, well, I might as well just explore this space. And so as I'm feeling my body and feeling within, because this is a great way to resonate with your guru or your guru essence, your golden thread, as my mentor Marcus talks about it, the golden thread, the thread of the frequency of who you are, your home frequency, as Penny Pierce talks about. So as I'm aligning to that space, I thought, well, I'm just going to experience what it's like to be the singularity in a human body, because I'd never really heard about that. And the one thing that really struck me was the lack of emotion. Now I'm not talking about this as a good or bad thing. It's just something I noticed, was that everything seemed very neutral. Like it was like a curiosity of just experiencing something, whatever was going on in the world, in my life, that it's like I couldn't even form a very strong emotional response or opinion to anything. Like the reactivity or reaction was like a 0. And I had this experience one time before, where it was like the word unflappable came up. Like literally there was noise around me, banging, kitchen pots, whatever, right? Things falling. And it was like there was no response in my body. Like I could hear it. I could acknowledge that it was happening, but there was no, there's no startle response, right? And a lot of us who are sensitive souls have a very big startle response because we feel energy very intensely. So sometimes we run around being very anxious and very jumpy because we haven't recalibrated our sensors to really tell our bodies, okay, calm down. It's not the end of the world. It's all good, right? But being the singularity was the ultimate in stillness while being awake, and like the ultimate in being neutral. And I thought that is so interesting. So as you know, little bits and pieces of, conspiracy news or whatever it is that I come across, or my husband likes to watch these things too, I was just noticing the lack of emotion. And it was, I just kept testing throughout the day, and through most of the day, probably almost 8 whole hours, I was the singularity. And I don't remember, being the singularity or staying in the space for that long. And I wasn't sleepy either, because the one time that, the first time that where I was very neutral and everything was just non-reactionary, I was literally half asleep. Like I was like, I'm down for the count, But yesterday, well, I'm recording this the day after, so the day before, so 21st. It was just my energy was good. My body felt very balanced. I didn't have any major symptoms. Everything was just neutral and pleasantly neutral, not negatively neutral, like as in I don't care, not that kind of neutral, right? So I just thought that was so curious. So I had a conversation with Source about that. I'm like, why give me that experience? What is that about? If it was for my highest and greatest good, why was it for my highest and greatest good? Oftentimes things happen to me before it happens to other people or simultaneously because I have to understand something or explain something or teach something. So I kind of, by the time I was asking the question, it was at night. And what I'd noticed in the evening was I did start to react. I did start to be emotional about something. And the funny thing is that a few minutes after I became emotional, I thought, let me just check if I'm still a stillness. I was not. Guess who I was? Karen Can. So I was back to me, and I thought, that's a contrast. I can feel the difference between when I'm in my Karen Can state of being and when I'm the singularity. So I asked Source, what, why was it for my highest and greatest good? Like, what is it I'm supposed to understand or teach or know? And so with some, questioning, I call them quality questions, doing divine muscle testing. Thank goodness for that tool, because some of these questions are really hard to figure out. I got that. The reason it was for the highest and greatest good is because I'm about to teach a couple classes on quantum jumping. What's quantum jumping? So quantum jumping is the ability to materialize. Did I even say that right? Materialize. There we go. Your ideal future reality. Now, of course, you could quantum jump to another reality where there are dragons eating you or something. But okay, well, let's get back to the point. So most people, right, would have a positive new reality they wish to materialize. I can't say that word today. Manifest. There we go. So I'm going to be teaching this as part of the Divine Design Training upgraded program that I launched with Darius on the UL Revolution a short while ago. And so this came up as something additional to teach and be aware of. So when we go from one consciousness state to another higher frequency and resonate at a higher frequency, we quantum jump to the reality that we prefer. Now, it's really good if you have a clear, idea of what it is you want. I think most of us want very similar things, right? Joy, peace, harmony, love, prosperity for all, right? But within your own little sphere in your own little world, you may have your own, idea of what that looks like for you. And when we do the course, we'll go into that, okay? So to quantum jump from the reality where there's war and, all that kind of stuff to a new quantum reality where there is something very positive, it takes some conscious effort, and it takes resonating in this stillness, which is like the 0 point field, to get there and to fully create it. And these words may not be the most accurate words. I'm just using words that are coming up to my brain to tell you. Being the singularity makes it easier. So that's the bottom line. Being able to be the singularity. Not just heal through the singularity, because we do that in Topican healing now. But to be the singularity makes that quantum jump process much easier. So that's all the information I have for you related to that piece. I think this will continue unfolding over days and weeks related to that. Now, there was a transition phase where I went from being the singularity to being both Karen Can and the singularity, and then to Karen Can. And so I quantified, some of this. Can I consciously go back to being the singularity in an instant? Not yet. It didn't work to, create a Topican healing directive related to that per se. Or at least if there is one, I wasn't allowed to create it. But what we could create, which is very helpful in the space to become the singularity at will, which like I said, I have not accomplished that yet. At least in a matter of seconds, I haven't accomplished that yet, is to be able to resonate each of our own guru frequencies, our own guru essences. So my frequency or guru essence is different from yours. We're at our each individuated selves has a different home frequency. So that I can help you with the Topican Healing Directive. So one of the things you can do if you are good at divine muscle testing is to check what percentage of my waking time in the last 7 days have I been completely aligned with my guru essence, my golden thread, my home frequency. You can use whatever word combinations you want, right? And get a percentage. So when I first tested my percentage, I was actually resonating in the stillness, so I got 100%. But then I said, well, what about the last 7 days? What was the average? It was like 80-something%, which is pretty good, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be that high. And interesting, when I sleep, it's 100%. And that's interesting, too. Because, my husband, of course, I told him this stuff, and he says, well, check me. And he was not resonating in his guru thread, golden thread, while sleeping. Now, he has the positive morphic field to connect to stillness while sleeping. So we asked, why is he not resonating or aligning with his guru essence while sleeping? And it was because there was something he had to do during the day. He had to be more during the day in order to accomplish it, if you will, at night as well, automatically. So that definitely gave him some inspiration, to do some of that, because he just had to sit for probably 30 seconds, maybe less, in that stillness stoem state. And I retested him, and he was 100% aligned with his guru essence. So it's not that hard to do that. So as we align more and more, then I think that's really going to help us to choose to be the singularity whenever we want to be, which is makes everything faster, easier, I think, or at least easier. So here's the directive. So what I want you to do, assuming you're not driving or whatever, you can close your eyes. Excuse the phone ringing. Close your eyes and go ahead and make an intention to get this positive download. All right, so I'm going to say the directive, and your job is just to feel the energy in your body so you can tell if there's a shift or a difference. I don't know if there's going to be, but I think that if you do feel a difference afterwards, I would love for you to share what you felt in your body afterwards. Go ahead and post it in the comments near this video. That would be awesome. Okay, so if you can, close your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do the Topican Healing Directive for this. I now command that all parts of you, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic, dimensional, and the others we don't know about, be fully aligned to your home frequency, your guru essence, the golden thread, as much as possible in all timelines where you exist, in all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Now, this particular directive is actually an automatic alignment activator, which means it continues to help ongoing. So you download it once and it just continues to work in the background. Now, of course, when you do decide that you wish to be in, resonating in the 0-point field, when you're in that stillness, even if you're angry or upset or something like that, if you feel the body and the vibration within, you're still in the stillness while you're emoting. Isn't that amazing? So hopefully this directive will help you be able to be more in your home frequency and align you more into that golden thread of who you are. So we can choose to go into the singularity whenever we want to and be able to quantum jump with greater ease. Cool. So again, post what your results are in the comments below. I would love to know. And while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe. If you're watching it on some other channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. That would be great. And feel free to share this with anyone that you feel may benefit from it. So that's the big news for this week. And I do have some announcements to share with you. Number one, on Light Warrior Radio on Monday, April 26th, I am airing a pre-recorded interview with the wonderful and lovely Dr. Jean Marie Farish. We're going to be talking about the journey back to wholeness from unworthiness to love, and her personal experiences, the transformations, and the things that you can be and do to get to that place, because at the end of the day, it's all about love, and nothing wonderful is accomplished without that. So I will post the link near this video. It'll air 12 noon Eastern on Monday. And if you miss the airing, you just go back to the link afterwards. It will be archived there forever. My interview with Darius on U-Wealth Revolution, where we launched the Divine Design Training with the Quantum Jumping series of sessions. We are very fortunate in that it was so popular. It's on the popular list, so it is still airing, which is a great honor for me to to share this, and also have it to stay on the popular list this week. So I do have a link near this video where you can access the replay for a limited time only. And also take a look at the Divine Design Training with the Quantum Jumping Sessions. The Quantum Jumping Sessions are live for those that purchase Package B, and also includes your household family members and or pets, whoever you choose, to be placed in the healing basket. So the healing basket is where I do 1 to 2 times a day a mini healing on you and your household family members. And whatever, just make the intention that whatever's for your highest and greatest good, with little or no detox symptoms, happen, so that you can clean, clear, and heal whatever needs to heal as quickly as possible and as gently and easily as possible. I know there will be a few, people that will have some detox symptoms, but we just want to make that intention to have it to be as gentle as possible. And you don't have to be in the healing basket, but if you don't, all you need to do is just say to the universe, okay, please take me out of Dr. Karen's healing basket for today, or something like that, and that's enough. You don't even have to let me know. You can if you want, but it's all good. God team knows what's going on, so so I'll put that link there that you can listen to the interview with Darius. And right now, a lot of folks are very, very concerned on both sides of the vaccine debate about what happens if we don't get herd immunity from the vaccine, or what happens if there are spike protein particles that shed from people's saliva or bodily fluids to another. What's going to happen then? People have been talking about women with abnormal menstrual cycles soon after their partners have been vaccinated. So we can discuss all of these things in the program during the quantum jumping sessions. We'll leave some time for Q&A. I will share with you what source has told me, and then you just take whatever it is that resonates with you. And whatever doesn't, that's okay too. But I do want to, as a medical doctor and doctor of light medicine, I do want to be a sounding board for you. So if you have those concerns, please do bring them to the live session. So that's Package B. Now, folks that, for whatever reason, do not want to have Package B, do not want to be on the live sessions, do not want to be in the healing basket, you can choose Package A, because the cool thing is you're still going to get the quantum jumping session training. It's just not going to be live for you. We're just going to have that recorded, and then we'll put that on your download page as soon as we can after the live sessions have run. And then if you have already purchased the Divine Design Training in the past, we'll actually be including those replays for you absolutely free of charge as well. And I know some people have asked me whether or not they can maybe sit in on the live sessions as well. So as of this recording, we do plan on that. I do believe we will have some room for a limited number of people that have already purchased the Divine Design Training in the past to actually come on the live sessions and have themselves and their whole families with permission, of course, to be able to be in the healing basket. So if you have not received that email about it, please let my staff know, support@karencan.com. Just let them know that you've bought the Divine Design Training Program in the past and would like to be included, if possible, in the live sessions on April 30th and May 1st. I'd love to see you there. So the next announcement is that my good friend, healer friend, Jeff Gignac is doing a Prosperity 2021 challenge. And this has been going on all April. Now, I had tons of stuff going on in April and didn't want to inundate you with too many emails. So that email went out a little earlier in the week. But I'm putting the link here in case you want to come in on this Prosperity Challenge. The really cool things, Jeff is one of the most generous healers that I know. And I think he's doing like 12 training sessions or some crazy number for the month of April. And if you've missed some, don't worry, because you can download his free app. And there's a link that's included next to this video. You can download his free app, sign up for the challenge. You have to sign up in April, though, because at the end of April, it gets all, you won't be able to see all the trainings. So that training happens like I think 3 times a week, or something crazy like that. I was like, Jeff, what are you thinking? But anyway, he's amazing. So so you get this amazing training and healing, really, related to prosperity. Now, you may or may not be the right timing for you, so he talks about that on the link. So if you feel like you're ready for it, then I would highly recommend that you join the Prosperity Challenge, because this is life-changing stuff, and he is offering it for free. I mean, it's like amazing, and I trust him implicitly. He's one of my best buddies when it comes to the healing world, and I just only have a handful, that I really, trust with my own healing to be at that high vibration. So anyway, I'll put that link near this video, and you can join in on Jeff's Prosperity 2021 Challenge. And last but not least, the last announcement I want to share with you is that the Light Medicine Community, which is a forum within my website, karencan.com, is now live and going on. We are making some adjustments. There's a lot of topics. So I'm not an expert at forums, so just bear with me and my staff as we kind of rearrange boxes and things like that. It's very colorful. Why? Because I'm a very colorful person. So the topics are in different colors. And anyway, so thanks to Taylor, my assistant, who actually created this for us. We have this little app that we bought and are able to add to our website. So if and when Facebook decides to re-censor me, although I've sort of figured out more or less a formula not to be censored, but then, anyone that's ever bought anything from me of mine, it could be my $7.77, ebook, it could be, an old program from Telesummit, it could be one of my other programs or Topocan level 1 or 2, like the high-end programs, doesn't really matter. You qualify to be in that private online community. So we are sending emails to people on specific lists that have bought specific things from me over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And that way we can have a trickle of people coming into the community, because we have to approve them one at a time and put you in the right category. So in Topocan level 1, students get to go and see the Topocan level 1 support page, whereas the Topocan level 2s get to see level 2, level 1, and everything else. And then everybody else gets to see the general support pages within that forum. So I have started it out with some topics, and certainly if there's a topic that you think is important that we have not included, you can definitely go to the starred area where it says community support and just hit a reply and just put that in. So I know it's one extra step besides, oh, I'm already on Facebook. Well, here's the thing, is like, we never know when Facebook one day decides that, wow, you can't talk about that, right? Or you can't talk about healing or whatever it is. Remember my colleague, Dr. Josh Axe, is a functional medicine doctor. He had his whole platform wiped out on Facebook, like 1 million+ followers, right? Just overnight, no explanation, just gone. And so what we want to do is just make sure that you still have the support that you need. We are still keeping the Light Warrior Network on Facebook and on MeWe because not everybody has bought something and, they just want to stay connected to get to know me more in the community, and that's completely fine. So we're going to keep those there, of course, but for those that need support and some of the things that we talk about might not be Facebook friendly, then we want to use the Light Medicine community for that. So that is the announcements for this week. Thank you so much for joining me on the Spiritual Medicine Digest, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Lots of love and have a wonderful rest of the week.